Hey guys, so I'm doing a progression series, and this series is going to be about progressions in astrology. And so the whole abbreviated version of a progression is that every sign evolves into the next. I did a video like this kind of touching on it before, but every sign that comes after you, there's something you can learn from it, okay? There's something, and if you can learn from it, you can unlock something in this life. So whenever someone says something negative about a sign, like we'll just use Taurus for example, like Taurus are so lazy, they're so mean, or Gemini is two-faced, or you hear all these things, Cancer is emotional. When you hear that, they're talking about a low vibration of that sign. But as we ascend, we're actually ascending into the next sign. It doesn't mean that we're abandoning our sign. It doesn't mean that we're not that sign anymore, but it's kind of like, which direction should we be walking towards? So although I'm not me when I was 5 years old, I'm also not the version of me when I was 25 years old. It's the same thing with astrology. Based upon the birth chart, without getting too technical, we evolve into the next sign, whether you like it or not. We walk into that energy. And if we don't know that, or we don't know how, that's when you see signs clinging to their low vibrational state. And their life is spiraling out of control to the point where we make lots of memes about them. So this video is going to be for everyone to understand how to evolve and level up the F in their life, looking at the sign that comes after you. So you can look down for the time stamps if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're on Instagram, you can wait till I upload it because I'm going to do one sign at a time. So if you want to jump ahead, go and check out my YouTube. The link is in the bio. And I'll see you guys in the video. All right, so if you are an Aries, you know, you're very passionate and you're a fire sign, you're cardinal fire. So you guys are all about, you're the first house. You guys are like the child. Sometimes Aries, y'all can be childish, okay? It just depends on where you are on your growth. So whenever you see the negative stereotypes of a sign, they're talking about signs that, you know, have yet to evolve. So when a sign evolves, it evolves into the next sign. So Aries, you guys over your life, you guys evolve into Taurus-like qualities. Okay, but Taurus is earth. So, you know, if you guys, Aries, you guys are so passionate and you guys are so filled with, you know, so much adrenaline, and you guys are all about yourself because you're supposed to be, you know, because Aries is like kind of like an infant. When an infant comes into this world, it's not really concerned, doesn't even have the consciousness to be concerned with, you know, oh, my parents waking up at night to feed my ass 10 times a night. No, its primary goal is to be here and to eat, sleep, and do what babies do, and to play outside and to be a kid, you know? So as you guys evolve, it's kind of like Aries is supposed to play, and you guys are supposed to really discover things that you enjoy doing. Once you can do that, Aries, you guys evolve into the sign of Taurus. Taurus is more about, it rules the house of values, money, material things, things that you value. It could also be family, you know, just depending on what you value. But Aries, for you guys to ascend the most, okay, to really elevate and to get those blessings in this life, is to really understand what you value. So Aries, what do you value most? And for some of you, it's kind of getting out of the frame of a dollar amount. So it could just be like, so for example, you're like, I want to become a millionaire. It might be something more along the lines of, I want financial freedom so I can blank, blank, blank. So Aries, if you can really tap into being okay with things, having material goals, being okay with knowing what your values are, being okay with having abundance, being okay with kind of like, okay, in 10 years, I want to settle down here. And maybe the idea of settling down to an Aries is like, oh my God. I can't think about sitting still. It's just kind of like maybe Aries compartmentalizing and breaking down what type of environment feels like home to you, what type of environment feels great to you, what type of people, just kind of like capitalizing on the energy. So even if you do hop around, you're getting that same Taurus value. And so what I did was I pulled a card for each sign. So Aries, if you can embrace Taurus-like qualities, like focusing on what you value, focusing on maybe like budgeting and kind of setting those financial goals, those more material goals, you guys got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, and the Wheel of Fortune is like, I hate to even use this word, but it's good luck energy. It's good luck energy all around, and it's Sagittarius energy. So you're still gonna have that fire for life, but with the Wheel of Fortune is like you guys could really unlock, because Taurus also rules Venus. So you guys could really like find your soulmate. You guys like your person. Like I'm just picking it up. Like some of you guys could really go through life and really find your person, not just someone that you married or that you dated that was great and was like, okay, like Aries, you have the potential to really, really like find your person, your soulmate, like your ultimate, you know. I'm having chills. And also financial abundance will open up a lot for you guys, because Aries needs to go outside and play and burn off steam. But as you evolve, if you can narrow down exactly what you want, you're gonna get it. This is focusing on your strengths of what you're naturally good at. And Aries, I'm seeing it come in for you. So if you can, even if you're like, I can't stand Taurus, they're so boring, they just want to stay in the house all day. It's like, maybe you could transmute that energy to being something like, well, what do you really love to do? What do you value? So maybe you don't value staying at home all the time. Maybe you value travel. Maybe you value your friends. Maybe you even value your independence. And it's being honest with yourself that like, I don't want to be in the house all day. I don't want a white picket fence. I want a relationship, if that's, for example, where we travel the world together and like we backpack, and I don't know if I want kids. Aries, if you can really hone in on what you truly authentically want, the Wheel of Fortune is yours, okay? So Aries, like you can really unlock. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun, which is Leo energy. These are your trine, Sagittarius and Leo. So the Sun also represents motherhood. It represents your inner child. So it represents every good thing that you want, honestly. Like Aries, this is, if you can really hone in on what you value, and even if it's unconventional, and you can heal your relationship with just Taurus energy in general, watch out, because it's almost like you fulfill every single dream automatically. All right, Aries, this was your reading. I'm sending you love and light. Let me know how this resonates. This is a little bit different, but I really do like to help people understand their nature through astrology. So we're going to hop on to the next sign, which would be Taurus. Hey guys, so this video is all about progressions. As I was saying before, every sign evolves into the next and so on and so forth. We're only going to stick with the sign right after you. So this is for people who were born in Taurus season, okay? Taurus sun signs. So I'm shuffling, I'm gonna pull a tarot card. But the one thing I have to say about Taurus, like, I love me some Taurus because I'm a Taurus, okay? Taurus, we rule the second house, okay, baby? It's kind of like that toddler phase when you're like, or not, it might be even a little bit older, but like when you like, this is my toy, this is my teddy bear, and it's mine, We rule possessions and we're ruled by Venus. So it's all about like, what we value. It's like when you were little, some of you guys could have like a special blanket, or like for me, I had like a lot of special things. I'm like, this is my dollhouse, this is my Barbie, this is my boyfriend, even though I'm 5. Like, Taurus, we're very possessive over our things because we rule the house of values. So for Taurus, we're really good at making money. We're really good at building because we're an earth sign. We're also a fixed sign. So we're stubborn enough to get the job done, okay? But the sign that comes after Taurus is Gemini. Now, Gemini is a duality sign, and a lot of times Gemini gets a bad rep. A lot of times Taurus, I'll hear Taurus be like, oh, I can't stand Gemini, things like that. But we're talking about the highest form of Gemini. We're not talking about the petty Geminis walking around, okay? Gemini energy is all about embracing the duality, like the duality aspects within ourselves, okay? So it's kind of like, if most Taurus, we have a routine, we have that job for a long time, we do the same things, we date the same person, we travel to the same places, we eat the same food on the same menu of the place that we know, we've had the same friends. Taurus is very much about routine because it makes us feel safe. So even if it's not that literal for you as a Taurus, because it depends on your other aspects, Taurus is so much about mine. This is mine. You're my man, you're mine. You're my woman, you're mine. But it's not necessarily about being jealous. I'm not talking about low vibrational Taurus. I'm talking about Taurus, higher vibration. But when we're talking about Gemini, Gemini really gives themselves permission to act out in ways that are in alignment to what they truly desire. Gemini also rules the throat, I'm saying it rules the throat chakra, but Gemini is all about communication. It rules the third house. So it's all about being able to communicate and being able to express what you truly want. It also rules short distance trips. So, and it's also the energy of Mercury and curiosity. So Taurus, it's kind of like if you eat the same food and you eat this delicious dish, right? I want you to think of your favorite food. And you're like, that's my favorite food. But then you eat it every day. It can kind of get this stale taste in your mouth where you're like, or like for some of you guys, you might have sex and you have sex in the same position with someone. And it's kind of like, it was exciting the first 500 times, you know. It's like, so Taurus, like if you can adopt and adapt into Gemini energy, it's going to allow you to be a little bit more curious about life. This is about like, you know, well, maybe we could try something different. Or maybe, you know, I always get this wine and I always sit in this corner and it's like, but it has to be something that's independently inspired. Because if it's inspired by someone else, then you might feel like you're losing control. So that's a tip for Taurus. Like, try to do something on your own. It's about becoming a little bit more independent. I was working in an industry, for example, as a nanny for 11 years. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just moving away and I'm gonna like take a year off. And even though it had its ups and downs, I felt more alive. I felt more inspired because Taurus, sometimes we can get bored because we're in a rut. And so this is about inviting a little bit more curiosity into your life and a little bit more independence, Taurus. Without fear that you're going to lose your possessions. Because sometimes Taurus is like, oh, I can't go on vacation because I saved X amount of money, or I can't go on a solo trip because I'll lose my spouse. Or it's almost like giving yourself permission to go on adventures kind of by yourself and explore what you really want to taste and what you want to do. Because sometimes Taurus can be surrounded by people who kind of see us as predictable. So it's kind of like getting a little bit spontaneous, you know? But I pulled a star card. A card, and I pulled the moon, but she's got stars on her, which is so interesting. Whenever I see the moon, this is talking about Cancer energy, okay? And Cancer rules the energy of your emotions. So Taurus, like if you can really tap into being spontaneous and like doing things on your own and really discovering new desires, like adding to the plate. You don't have to replace your routines, but just being a little bit more spontaneous, you invite more emotional depth into your life. Some of you guys, it could be inviting in new experiences like becoming a mother. That's just for some of you. But what I'm seeing with the Cancer energy, it's like you're healing your inner child, because the fourth house talks about how you were raised, your ancestry and the relationship with your mother. So this is also like, maybe some of you Taurus are like, oh, I never got to do this as a child, or I never got to do that. It's like, go play outside. Go, like Taurus is we can be very serious sometimes. And so it's like, yeah, we'll have fun and turn up. But Taurus, earth signs, we're very serious. So this is kind of like allowing yourself to go outside, allowing yourself to really kind of be a little self-fulfilling, like a little selfish for what you want, Taurus. And if you can do that, you're going to open up an emotional depth that is so deep. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Air, which is funny because Gemini is an air sign, but she's got this owl on her. And to me, that represents wisdom. And it's kind of like, this card kind of gives me the energy when you get to the end of your life. How many stories do you have? You know, was it like I went to work every single day and I did the same thing? Or is it like, do you have stories? Have you gained wisdom from your travels? Like, backwards. But like, what has those emotional experiences brought you? Also with Taurus, it's like it's helping you develop boundaries, and it's helping you develop mental sharpness. Like sometimes Taurus, we can get the rap for being like kind of like a stick in the mud or kind of dull, but this is actually going to increase our mental clarity all around. So Taurus, like what comes in is like the ability to emotionally satisfy yourself. And it's really something that can't be explained, only experienced by yourself. And it's not about being lonely. It's actually going to heal you so much so that you can make better decisions in your life, and you'll actually go through less pain in your life if you can adapt to some of that Gemini energy. So Taurus, this was your reading. Please let me know how it resonated with you. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey Gemini. Okay, so this is for all of my Geminis, only for sun signs. So if you were born in Gemini season, this video is for you. So Gemini, we're talking about progressions, like, so the sign that comes after you, if you can adapt some of those characteristics, you can gain X, Y, and Z. So I'm gonna pull a card. I've been pulling a card for each sign, But what I wanted to talk about first is just a little bit about Gemini energy. You guys are so curious, like, and I think sometimes Gemini gets a bad rap for being like two-faced, and that's kind of like a lower vibration of Gemini. But Gemini has to understand that you guys have multiple sides, multiple interests. Like, you might even have like 12 sides, you know what I mean? Like, you guys want to, it's like you guys rule the third house, which talks about siblings, which talks about short distance travel, like where you're from. Like, you guys might be the type of people who rep where you're from or wish you were from somewhere else, so you go travel to places like that. You guys are very chatty. I'm picking up on Gemini energy. You guys love to talk. You guys are ruled by Mercury. Like, you guys are very, you need to be intellectually stimulated, mentally stimulated. Even if it's cartoons and like the person you're talking to likes the same things as you. It doesn't have to be so deep. Gemini is not always so deep, but it's about like you're deep into your interests. And it's kind of hard to kind of pin you guys down because you're just so excited. You guys are like, I want to go. It's kind of the energy of a teenager. It's like you get excited about certain things. But after Gemini comes Cancer. So a lot of Geminis are like, oh my gosh, I can't stand Cancer. They're emotional as hell. They're all over the place. You know, all they want to do is chill at the house because Cancer rules the fourth house. But Gemini, if I could persuade you to take just a little bit, just some positive aspects from Cancer, we're going to see how that affects your ascension in life. And it actually makes life much easier because the situations will present themselves regardless. This is kind of how to adapt to the energy and make it your own, okay? So with Cancer, Cancer's really, even just think about a crab, right? They're represented by a crab. A crab has a protective shell. They go into their shell, but they also have protection. And the thing is, Gemini, you guys can be very free, but you can get yourself caught up in emotional situations because it's almost like, I want to learn about this subconsciously, right? I want to learn about that. I want to know about this. And sometimes you will put yourself into situations that hurt you just because of your curious nature. And so you don't have to learn in a painful manner. If you could adapt a little bit of the boundaries of Cancer, a little bit of the reservation that Cancer has, so it could just be like noticing who's for you and who's not for you. And also when you feel emotionally safe like a Cancer, you are allowing yourself to have those long-term relationships. Because the thing is that Gemini, you're often misunderstood, but I really believe that there's someone for everyone. And so this is not about having to change who you are. This is not about having to really settle, but this is about when you have those boundaries and you actually set up that protection and you're very emotionally conscious about the energy that you're around, you're going to experience like that no place like home energy, like that no, and even if that's traveling, even if that's an unconventional way, Gemini, you're going to find your tribe is what I'm seeing, what I'm picking up. But the card that I got for you guys is the Four of Cups, which is so funny. In this deck, it's the Four of Water, but the fourth house, this is like a Cancer energy. And she's holding pearls in her hand. So like, you know how it's funny how we're talking about like the beach, the crabs, you know, Cancer energy. So it's kind of like a pearl on the beach. If you guys can allow yourself to emotionally assess who has access, like Gemini, what I'm picking up is like, everybody can't be that great. You know, it's kind of like that energy. It's like, if you can really tap into the fact that there's tiers to be a part of your life, being a little bit emotionally reserved, and not like you don't have to be a Cancer, but it's just like saying not everyone can have access to you emotionally. Not everyone is the same. Everyone ain't great, you know? It's kind of like being able to kind of establish that you're going to get the pearls in life. You're going to get it's almost like the Four of Cups typically talks about someone who can't see, you know, someone who can't see the blessings from the universe. But in this card, she's got this siren energy and she's holding her hands out and she's got these pearls. And when you think about the process of what pearls go through just to be developed, like it's almost like you'll notice as you age that you attract the most beautiful like family dynamics. Like if you're starting a family, or emotional experiences, or experiences that come from people that you love that yield you financially. Like this could even be like marrying someone who's emotionally stable and who comes from wealth, or this is just about the things that fulfill you also financially reward you, Gemini. And it's interesting that you guys at the bottom of the deck got the message of fire. This kind of reminds me of like a birthday girl with her crown on, but the messenger of fire is the Page of Wands. It's kind of like Sagittarius energy. So it's like a very kid-like, exciting energy. Sagittarius is your opposite sign. So Gemini, if you can take on just a little bit of emotional boundaries and protection, and also just like exclusivity, like Gemini, you're a club and not everyone has access. You can be ha ha he he, but not everyone can get that emotional depth. You're gonna get that emotional depth. And also I'm seeing it financially, and you're gonna notice that your life feels like a playground. Your life feels fun. Your life feels like a birthday party. Your life is exactly what you always thought you wanted, and you won't be allowing these insidious energies that are just kind of like trying to drain you. Because Gemini, sometimes you guys can attract vibrational vampires or leeches, because when you get close to someone, it's because Gemini needs to learn how to establish those boundaries. And it might seem like, no, I'm gonna get hurt because like I be gone anyways, like I'm not around all the time anyways. But looking at the sign after you, if you can adapt some of that, you will avoid a lot of heartbreak, Gemini. You will avoid being emotionally manipulated or leeched on, because you guys have so much childlike fun energy that sometimes people are like, ooh, subconsciously, let me get some, let me have some, and people can feed on you kind of like a battery. So Gemini, you will avoid so much heartbreak, and you will find a beautiful family unit, like a beautiful home environment. Like if you want to become a mother, things like that, you will really, really notice that. If you can adapt to some of those Cancer-like traits, your life will ascend in ways that you never could imagine. So Gemini, this was your reading, sending you love and light. I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay guys, so now we are on the sign of Cancer, okay? So this is all about how to progress by looking at the next sign after you and what kind of comes in. I'm gonna pull a card, so if you see me looking down, I'm shuffling. Okay, Cancer. So Cancer, you guys rule the 4th house, and you guys are cardinal water, which is basically like you're the beginning of summer. You know, you guys kick off summertime. And so it's like, if I'm thinking about it, it's summertime is fresh, summertime is fun, summertime, it's like you want to, when you think about summertime, most people don't associate it to Cancer, right? Because you're like, okay, Cancers are so emotional, but you guys also get a bad rep. But we're not talking about the low vibrational Cancers in this video. We're talking about summertime, okay? Summertime is when you just want to go lay out because it feels good in the sun. Summertime is because you want to wear a bikini because you look good. So Cancer, think about Cancer. Y'all are the hermit crab, right? On the surface. Sometimes Cancer, you guys like the surface things in life, and it's okay. Give yourself permission to like those surface things in life, because the sign that comes after is Leo, okay? So the things that you guys could take away from Leo is Leo just likes to look good. Leo wants to be seen. Somebody's got to be seen. You know, Leo rules the performer. And so if you think about the crab on the surface of the beach, the surface of the water, it's like giving yourself permission to like those surface things, Cancer. You guys are all about your emotions, you know, you guys, and what you value in the home. And like you guys are the energy of the moon. So it's the moon changes signs every freaking day. I don't even follow the moon daily. I just follow the moon monthly to get a status update. So maybe your mood bounces around a lot, Cancer, but you will increase that. So if you feel like and you're like, this is just how it is, this is how it always will be, Cancer, life hack, and let me say it again, life hack. The better you feel that you look, I'll say that again, the better that you feel that you look, you will biohack those emotions like a mofo, okay? The more that you allow yourself to be seen, Cancer. I know that not all of you guys are going to be showboaty like Leos, because they're the sign after you, because there's something that you can gain from it, okay? But Cancers, you will be able to master the game, the emotional game, by the more you have some of those surface like things in your life. And it's so funny, you guys got the card of yourself, the Chariot. I think you're the first group to actually get your own tarot card, because you guys represent the Chariot. Now, if you look very closely, there's a little girl she's riding a chariot, and she's got 2 horses. They're going in 2 opposite directions. So you got the black horse and you got the white horse. So they're representing sometimes an internal struggle. So it's like, I want this, but I don't want that, which is basically emotions, right? But it's the fastest moving card in the deck. So this is about getting both shadow sides of yourself, because the sign before you is Gemini, right? So Cancer is kind of like Gemini is Cancer. You guys are when Gemini has their shit together. You know what I mean? So this is like when you guys have both of your horses, you guys move fast and you run right into Leo, right? Because it goes Gemini, Cancer, Leo. So Cancer, if you guys can really learn that you can do things afraid, you can be a little bit nervous, you don't have to change your emotional nature to be seen. You guys, OMG Cancer, even if this is like you're really good at doing your hair, you're really good at doing your makeup, or if you're a guy, you're really, really good at just like whatever that is for you. You're really good at your talents, or even if it's like things at work, allowing yourself to be seen. Cancer is a game changer. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have Libra energy, which is also balance. So you have the black and white horse representing balance and the Libra card with the scale. So this is the Justice card. This is actually everything coming in for you. This is relationships balancing out. Definitely heavy on the relationships. This is finding your person. This is and it could also just be your confidence, because Leo can rule confidence. So if you guys can just work on your confidence, this doesn't mean that you have to be a glam doll and all into makeup, or if you're a girl, or like a stud like guy, like if you're, it doesn't have to be all that, but it's just like, say for example, you're really good at math. Own those math skills, Cancer. Okay, Cancer, the more that you embrace confidence in whatever you're just naturally good at, it's going to bring emotional balance. You won't feel all over the place, and your goal will be to work at those things that make you feel confident. Work at your hobbies. Work at things that just feel good, and you're going to notice that you're going to find like your people, your tribe, like that person who's just like your perfect complement. You're going to find that you have this emotional balance where you don't even recognize yourself because your emotions are so in check. You're going to notice that your friends reflect that too, and you're just going to feel like you're the sun of your life. And low-key Cancer, y'all like praise, okay? So you're going to get that. And Cancer, this was yours. If this resonated with you, please share your experience, Cancer. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you guys in the next reading. Hey y'all, so this is a reading for my Leos if you were born during Leo season, okay? Just Leo suns. So this is going to be about talking about how the next sign after you can actually help you level up in life. So Leo, and I'm shuffling because I'm going to pull a card at the end, but Leo, you guys are represented by the 5th house in astrology. You're also a fixed sign, so it means y'all stubborn. But it's okay. Taurus, we're fixed too, but we're the fixed earth. You're the fixed fire. So think about a fixed fire, right? Whenever I think about fixed fire, I think about a fireplace. I think about how it's contained in a structure, and we all want to look at it. We're just like, wow, look at the fire. Or even at a campfire, it's like, oh, look at the fire. We just sit around and it feels good. You guys are also represented by the sun. So the sun is all about, you don't ever like be like, oh my God, it's such a sunny day. Let's go out and stare at the sun. No, you go out and you feel the sun, you experience the sun. Like Leo you guys like to do things that put you in to be like on center stage. And if you're not at that point yet, maybe you will as you progress in this life. But it's like Leo, there's a difference between being cocky and being center stage, like a performer. Like Leo, you guys are designed to really, really express yourself and to really receive a lot of praise for that beautiful expression. And the sign that comes after you is Virgo. So Virgo, some Leos could be kind of put off by Virgo sometimes, just depending on your placements, because Virgo has to deal a lot with like routines and structure and health, and kind of like, it can seem boring to you. It can seem like, but it's almost like if you're an actor, Leo, and you're center stage, it's kind of like you're so talented that you can improv your lines, and there's someone yelling at you like, study your lines, have every single word perfect. That would be Virgo energy. However, Leo, you can really, really level up in this life if you take a couple of pointers from Virgo energy. So we're going to talk about that. Virgo energy is all about your routine. So for sometimes, Leo, it can struggle with confidence if your health is not where you want, because you could feel like everyone's staring at you, everyone's judging you for your health, or everyone's staring at you and judging you for your lack of financial, where you should, like if you're not where you want to be financially, you could feel like you get a lot of attention on areas of your life that you haven't evolved. So if you can take on the Virgo quality, so Leo, that could be hiring a trainer. This doesn't mean that you have to become the Virgo. Doesn't mean that you have to like all of a sudden be a wizard at your budget. But this is kind of like inviting in friends that will help you. Because like, if you think about it, if you're the star of the show, there's a supporting cast. There's gaffers in the back. There's a director, you know, there's all types of people that help the show work. Leo, if you can really, really, really invite in and allow your friends to use their own strengths and don't compare your strengths to their strengths, you can really ascend in this freaking life, Leo. Seriously, like a Virgo. So this is like maybe hiring someone to do your budget. This could be getting your health in check, so that way when you're getting that attention, it's actually boosting your confidence and you don't feel like you're being judged. So the card that we pulled is the Four of Wands. In this deck is the Four of Fire. So this is kind of like where you should, what comes in if you adopt into those Virgo-like qualities. So the Four of Wands is actually a beautiful card. It's talking about marriage, it's talking about tradition, it's talking about a new home. It's like a firm foundation. It's like breaking ground, cutting the ribbon, getting married, jumping the broom, like the exciting celebration of something to start. But it's like I got the ring on my finger. We just closed on our house. We just hired an interior designer. It's like there's something solid about it, but it's still the beginning stage. So it's not like, oh, I just met this guy. It's more of like, or I just met this girl. It's like, I have a ring on my finger. Or we're saving for our honeymoon that we already like put a deposit on. It's almost like you're going to experience more solid excitement because she is fire and she's playing a flute. This is about your vibration. Your vibration will lift so high that you will attract in. And it's, oh my gosh, I didn't even see this other card. She's playing like the flute or something, an instrument. And then this one, this is the call, and they're playing an instrument too, like the trumpet. And I don't know if these are the right instruments, so don't judge me. But you have the call. So like this is dealing with your vibration. This is also the Judgment card. So this is like a calling. You're gonna really step into your calling. You're gonna step into your purpose. Like you might. This is really like, Leo, if this is you, look around at who's in your life. And this is not even in a cocky way, but I just gotta say it straight because y'all gonna understand because y'all Leo. So if you're a cross watcher, Leo, y'all are center stage in your life. You guys rule the performer. So this is not saying that your friends aren't as relevant, but this is like looking at the relationships you have. They should support you as the main character energy. Like they should support that. And I'm seeing that you will really, really, if you follow your calling, if you follow the things that you're just naturally good at, you're going to raise your vibration and you're going to step into your purpose. Like Leo, you're one of those signs that like, if you're not doing what you feel like you were born to do, you could fall into depression. And so that way, sometimes having routines can feel really, really boring. Like Virgo energy can feel very, very boring to you. But what I'm seeing here is like all these wonderful surprises and all these wonderful stories. Like you guys should look at your life as a play or a movie or a story, something very theatrical, like Leo, you know? It's like your love story should be exciting, you know? Like, and if they're not, spice that shit up, but plan it. You know what I'm saying? You guys aren't your fixed fire, you know? And Virgo comes next. So this is about, you will really, really experience so much excitement when you add and more experiences in your true purpose, your calling, your career, financially, romantically. It's almost like you, Leo, you need to go out and make good stories. But in order for great stories to be written, they have to actually be written. So no one knows about great stories that no one sat down and took the time to write them out. So if that's too tedious for you, that's about hiring people or utilizing the skills and talents of people around you. Okay? So Leo, this was your reading. If this resonated with you, hey guys, so this is a video for my Virgos, okay? For all my Virgo sons. So this is a video for my Virgo sun. If you were born in Virgo season, this will resonate with you. You can find that out if you Google. And I know Virgos already know who they are because y'all just one of them signs to be knowing facts, okay? So I'd be very surprised if a Virgo didn't know they were a Virgo. But Virgo, you guys are mutable earth. And so this is about, I always like to associate it to an end of a project. After a floor plan is drawn up, after a project has been typed up, there is a process of editing. And you guys rule that energy of being critical thinking. And now if a Virgo is out of alignment, people will say Virgos are judgmental or Virgos are, you know, all those things. But we're not talking about low vibrational Virgos. We're talking about that ascension, baby. And the sign that comes after Virgo is Libra. So Virgo, your strengths are your ability to edit, your ability to assess, but you don't want to stay there. So Virgo, when you ascend into, and also let's back it up, Virgos, you guys rule routine, health, and structure. So a Virgo will always feel, y'all will feel insecure if your health ain't where you want it. You will feel insecure if your finances aren't where you want it, because you guys know what to do. It's different than a Taurus or a Virgo, because Virgo, you guys rule edits. So you know, like if someone tells you like, this is just how you lose weight, and like, this is how you budget, you're gonna get pissed off because you're like, I already fucking know what to do, but you just didn't do it. And so for Virgos, your strength is like in your edits. But if we're taking a step further, the sign that comes after is Libra. And Libra is all about partnerships, okay? It's also an air sign, so it's light. It's not so heavy. It's not like, my goals, my goals, my goals. It's like, it's light. It's like, yeah, it's ruled by Venus. You know, it's about, hey, I look good. Like, yeah, I'm healthy, but like, my body's on point. Like, it's giving yourself permission to enjoy your hard work. Because Virgo is like, what are you doing it for? You know, I love you. Like, I love my Virgos, okay? My 7th house is Virgo, like my descendant sign. However, it's just kind of like, give yourself permission to enjoy the aesthetics. Like, sometimes like Virgos, like, because you want to, like, it's like allowing yourself to have those nice things, but also because Libra is ruled by partnership, and I'm going to pull a card for you guys, but because Libra is ruled by partnerships, it's kind of like, Virgo, you don't have to do everything yourself. Like, I know you're kind of like the energy of the entrepreneur that it's like, I get it all done and I do it myself, but you won't really grow. Like, Libra is all about like partnerships and expansion and marriage and relationships and partnerships and love and contracts. And it's kind of like, Virgo, if you're professionally in a situation where you have to be there, it's almost like, if you're not there, you don't want to own a job. You want to own a business that works without you. So Virgo, in this lifetime, if you can really, really establish who you trust and who you can be, who the people that you trust and you can be around, you guys will build empires. Okay, you guys will soar above, because you got the 5 of air, which is in traditional tarot, the 5 of swords, which talks about conflict, mental, because Virgo, you guys can get trapped in your mind, and then if you're trapped in your mind, it's done. You're done. You fall off your routine, and it creates a lot of stress. But in this card, she's floating above the bullshit. Yes, my friends, she's floating above the bullshit. And she's got a dream catcher. For some of you guys, Virgos, you can notice that when you're stressed out, you have more stressful dreams. And you'll notice, like, maybe you have bad sleep routines because you guys rule routines. So Virgo, if you can adopt just by making a list, because I know y'all like to make a list. If you can make a list with the King of Fire, the people that make you feel warm and fuzzy. This is Leo energy. Some of you guys could have a Venus in Leo or a Venus in Sagittarius or Aries, but just like people who make you feel warm and fuzzy, because Virgos like to cuddle. Oh, and this is kind of like daddy energy, you know, I'm saying, like someone who can make you kind of go, because Virgo, you will overpower someone, okay? But with this, you will float above a lot of conflicts that you've experienced in your life. And that could just be mental conflicts. No one wants to be stuck in that energy. Virgo, if you can adapt Leo-like qualities, you're going to expand your heart space. You're going to allow more love in your life, more experiences that reflect this, a lot of warm and fuzzy experiences. So this could be like a home that's warm and fuzzy, a relationship that's warm and fuzzy. But the thing is, Virgo, if you're around the wrong people, you won't trust them. And if you don't trust them, you won't hire them. It's kind of like you're like the business person. So it's kind of like, this is my baby, but it's your life, you know? And some of you could be entrepreneurs, but it's like, if you can treat your life as like, okay, who do I trust? Even if it's just your dog, you know, like, okay, we'll start there. Virgo, if you can really look at who you can trust, and you can build those relationships. Stop, like, don't worry about who you can't trust. Don't worry about competition. Don't worry who's out to get you. Don't worry about those things or who you don't like. Don't talk about them. Just only focus on your tribe. Your life will ascend in love that you never could have imagined was possible for you. It's almost like this love that's so unconditional. So it's literally like, Virgo, because y'all can stress sometimes, and you will attract people in your life if you can expand to this Libra energy that will make you feel like almost like a fairy tale. I'm just getting goosebumps everywhere. It's just like, Virgo, you guys are so loving, and a lot of people don't even know it, because it's almost like sometimes the energy of the Five of Swords can look like your wounds. So you can come off as traumatized, but if you can back off from the stories from the past, back off from people who played you, back off from vocalizing those things and surrounding yourself in environments, whether that's work, relationships, or friendships that don't serve you. You might be the type of people who have like 3 people in your life that got your back, and that's enough. You don't have to have a party, but you will experience that love in this life. So Virgo, this was your reading. If you're a Virgo sun and this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey Libra, this is a video for all of my Libra suns. Now, if you're a Libra sun, that means you were born in Libra season. You guys, Libra, you guys rule the I'm like, y'all are a cardinal air, so y'all kick off the fall, okay? It's the beginning of the fall, and fall is like a cozy type of season, you know? It's kind of like being with people that you love. You know, you think about Thanksgiving, you think about yummy food. You guys rule partnerships. You rule the 7th house of relationships. But anytime we have a 7, I always think about knowledge and wisdom. So Libra, you guys are all up. You're ruled by Venus, just like Taurus, but in a different way. You know, you guys really, really thrive when you're around people. You guys are people. You know how people are like, oh, I'm not a people person. No, Libra is a people person. And if you're a Libra watching this and you're like, I'm not a people person, then you have to check out your other placements. So this is a general reading, but like Libra, you guys might feel like you're not your best self, or you're not having as much fun in life until you meet your person, your soulmate. You might be the type of person that believes in soulmates, or you could have dated a lot, or you could be like, I don't believe in soulmates because I dated all these people. But Libra, what the thing is like, you guys thrive in a beautiful environment. So if your house is beautiful, or how you dress, or even the things that you're into, it could be art, or just like you guys rule that Venus energy. So just as a general, but the sign that comes after you is Scorpio. Okay, so some Libras can look at Scorpios as kind of scary, like, woo, why you have attitude, or why you so emotional, or things like that. But it's funny, I pulled a tarot card for like every sign that comes after you, Libra, has substance. So it may not seem like Scorpio has anything to offer you, but it does, because what Scorpio represents is Scorpio will cut a mofo off, okay? Like Scorpio is the energy of water, but it's ruled by the scorpion. So it's kind of like Libras, you guys are so loving, you're ruled by Venus, but a lot of times you guys get taken advantage of in love, or sometimes get taken advantage of in business deals, just depending on your placements. But it's because if the opposite of you guys is Aries, and it's all about independence. And sometimes when you do things alone, it's not that you're incapable, but it's just like a natural yearning to be paired, because that's what your sign represents. And when that other person comes, it creates that balance at that scale. So you're like, okay, there's something has to be on the other side. Otherwise you feel like you're tilted. So the thing about Scorpio that benefits you is that Scorpio is a very psychic sign. Okay, so Scorpio be knowing. Scorpio rules death and transformation, cutting people off, just knowing off the bat. And Libra, you guys deep down are very intuitive. As you age, you'll notice your intuition going up. So maybe you guys, people could have called you naive when you were young, or you might have seen people get taken advantage of when you were young. Just take it how it resonates. But Scorpio has the skill of just knowing. Scorpio can look at a person and be like, nope, my brother's a Scorpio, okay? He'll look at someone, and one of my best friends is a Scorpio. It's like, nope, sorry. And so Libra, your greatest strength in this life is to trust yourself. It's almost like sometimes it can feel like a gamble, and sometimes you're going to have to practice using your intuition and maybe get into meditation. Libra, if you increase your spiritual faith and whatever you believe in, you will notice that you'll take on more scorpionic traits, because Scorpio is psychic, and Scorpio knows who is not for them, and you will actually avoid a lot of heartbreak. Because if you ever see a Libra that's jaded, it's probably because they've been taken advantage of so much that they kind of built up that callous, like, or they could just be like, I don't give a F, I'll just whatever, do what I want. But if you can take on that Scorpio role of increasing your faith, increasing your emotional interests, you know, even if that's going outside and hiking. For some people, it could be prayer. For some people, it could be spirituality. For some people, it could be meditation. It could even be music or art. Like, I'm gonna get more into art. I'm gonna do fashion. Like, whatever that is for Libra, y'all got the Wheel of Fortune. And I forgot who else got the Wheel of Fortune. But the Wheel of Fortune is really, really amazing because it's this good luck energy. I don't really use that term that much, but Jupiter is like, it's ruled by Sagittarius, or technically Jupiter, you know, but it's about what are you good at, Libra? Whatever you're really good at, it's like you will be blessed in that area. This is financial gain. And the thing that you're good at that you probably don't practice, Libra, is your discernment. Now, it's because the sign that comes after you is your natural progression. So Libra, if you can practice that, be more selective about who you allow in your group, Libra. Because I done met some Libras and I love them. And then I meet their friends and I'm like, oh my God, they're like friends with a troll. And I don't mean physically, I just mean spiritually, like Libra. Now, y'all know that some of your friends is trolls. I'm sorry, I always be ragging on Libra, but I love you guys. And it's like, sometimes all company ain't good company. So this right here, there's a heart at the top representing your Venus energy, and it's being unlocked. Some of you guys will unlock a love that has some emotional depth, like a Scorpio, that will be so deep. That person is a ride or die for you when you can discern, because sometimes people could be off-put. Like, sometimes you'll notice that you feel alone, or you don't attract certain friends, or you don't attract certain relationships or certain opportunities financially because of who you surround yourself with. So someone could be attracted to you, but then be like, oh, why are they friends with these people? And they could make an assumption about you. So Libra, life hack, if you can tap into that Scorpio selective energy, heart chakra open, relationships open, and also finances, and you will feel like a lucky person. This is a really great energy. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Fire. This is like a winner. Like, we have a winner. Like, you could have been dating and you're like, I found a winner. You can be like, oh, I found my group. Like, this is about you winning in life. This is promotions. This is so much. You're going to experience that good luck. You're going to see that after a challenging time that you feel like your life just takes off and you don't recognize your life. It's really because you've made those changes and you've really, really, really tapped into that inner fire and that inner knowing, that connection with source, that connection with a higher power. And ooh, Libra, watch out if you can adapt to any of the positive aspects of Scorpio. So Libra, this was your reading. If this resonated with you, please be sure to comment, like, share, subscribe. I haven't been saying this for the other readings, but I'm gonna start saying it with y'all. So, and also if this resonated, you can feel free to buy me a coffee, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey, Scorpio. I had to talk low for Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, this is a reading about the sign that comes after you and how it can help you level up in this life. We're going to pull a card. I'm going to be shuffling because I'm using the same deck for everyone. But Scorpio, y'all rule the 8th house, so your number is 8. If you think about the way the 8 is shaped, it's like an infinity symbol. And whenever we think about the infinity, it's like karma, right? And so karma's not bad, karma's just a mirror, right? And also karma is just a teacher, you know, it helps us to evolve and get out of those cycles. Now, Scorpio, you guys are fixed water. Fixed water is, I'm fixed too. It's a little bit stubborn. It's emotionally stubborn. So if you had an emotional experience, and this also, back it up, this is for Scorpio suns. If you were born in Scorpio season, no other placements for this, okay? But I guess you could kind of apply it, but this is going to resonate for the sun, Scorpio suns. So going back, Scorpio, you guys really, if you had an emotional experience and it taught you something, you might be stuck on that. I won't even call it stuck because y'all be like, I ain't stuck nowhere. Click. Y'all will stay with that. So if you had an experience and it taught you something, most of the time you guys will stick to your emotional conclusions on things because you are a fixed water, and water deals with emotions. And Scorpio, y'all psychic as hell, okay? Y'all be knowing. Y'all know if you can't mess with someone. Y'all know if y'all can't trust someone, because Scorpio, you guys are the psychic house, but you also rule death and transformation. So Scorpio, you guys go through a lot of personal changes in this life. Like, you guys could go through a lot of hard times at a young age, and you're like not the same person you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, like, and you don't always share your transformation with people, so people may not even understand it. But if you're a Scorpio watching this, you're like, yep, because you keep things to yourself. And you guys, whenever we're talking about death, With karma, like Scorpio, you guys rule rebirth. So it's not just death. It's like, oh, I'm not the same person because of this emotional experience. But the way to kind of evolve as a Scorpio, and we're going to pull a card for what you evolve into, what the blessing that you get out of it, like what's the point, is the sign of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is fire. You know, Sagittarius is the archer. Sagittarius can be very spontaneous. And the thing is, it's like, if you think about, if you're always going through some death and transformation, it's like you build something up and then it's knocked down. And sometimes it can create that tone of a Scorpio that you see, that they seem a little pessimistic. It's because they've been through those transformations. They've had the relationship and then lost it and had to build themselves back up. Or they've gone through so many transformations that Scorpio can see the emotional, ugly side of life, and they have to adapt to it, you know? So sometimes Scorpios can be like, it's not that they're not optimistic, but they can lose some of that optimism. And so that brings me to Sagittarius. Scorpio, you all will level the F up in this life if you can tap into your optimism. Y'all, because you think about the letter 8. I'm the letter 8. Wow, think about education. Think about the number 8 and how it looks like the karma symbol if you flip it on its side. And it's almost like it's a loop, right? Some of you guys can feel like you've been trapped in a loop. So if you haven't gone through a lot of transformations, it can feel like the same situations play out, the same relationships play out, the same things play out, but emotionally, and it can kind of harden your water. So Scorpio sometimes can freeze up. And it's kind of like Scorpios that don't seem like that, Scorpios that seem very happy, because there's some Scorpios that are like, whoa, like they travel a lot, they do all these things. It's because they've embraced their Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius rules optimism. It rules like philosophy. So Scorpio, if you guys can really tap into your belief system, books, philosophy, religion, anything that really can get you out of this always happens all the time, like that 8, like round and round. Y'all, like, get into a new environment, get around some new friends. Like Scorpio can also really benefit from having friends from different backgrounds because it gives you a different perspective on life. So could be like different sexual identities, different ethnic identities, different travel. Like Scorpio really needs to travel to see that the world's not all the same in one place, to not get stuck in cynicism. And the card that you guys got is the Tower. But how I'm seeing this is like the Tower typically talks about everything falling apart and you have to build up from scratch. But that's the old story of Scorpio. This right here is a stable tower. Look how big that tower is. It looks like a castle. Scorpio needs to know that if you can embrace optimism, but y'all gonna have to go out of your way for it. So the easiest way I'd say with Sagittarius energy is just to travel, just to have a diverse group of friends. But even if that travel is like down the street to a restaurant, trying some different food, it's gonna really help you. With what I'm seeing with Scorpio is you're gonna build a foundation, and then you also have the Page of Earth, which is like a little butterfly. It's like the inner child. You're gonna have this security. You're gonna lay the ground to begin learning a new way of building something solid. So this could be financially, because Scorpio's opposite sign is Taurus. So you will build your castle, but it'll probably happen later in life. And you might notice that as you age, you kind of become more kid-like. You might start learning new things as you age. You might start unlearning things that you learned from a child, Scorpio, as you age, and it will bring this security and this solid. Like Scorpio, what I'm seeing is if you can really adapt and take on some of those Sagittarius-like qualities, don't get fixed in how you emotionally resonate with something. Like it's okay to feel and to, have a strong stance, but don't get too caught up in dogma. Start to explore other people's way of life. Start to explore like emotions aren't fact, and that can be really challenging for Scorpio to hear because you're psychic and you know a lot of stuff. But this is not about like you have to throw away everything you learned, but this is allowing new philosophy, mentors, books, travel, exploration, optimism, just letting all of that passion come in, and y'all gonna build a tower so big, so sturdy that nothing and no one can knock it down. So most Scorpios evolve like that. They either become super cynical and they never get out of that loop, or they evolve to being a much more fun, lighthearted, passionate person to the point where people don't even recognize you if they knew you like 10 years ago. So Scorpio, you're gonna notice that you smile more. You're gonna notice that so many different things. But Scorpio, this was your reading. If this resonated with you, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want, you can buy me a coffee to support my work. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, we have made it to, who are we at now? We're at Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius, this is your reading. Now this is going to apply for people who are born in Sag season, okay? So this is for if you're born during around Christmas time, look it up online if you're not quite sure, because Sagittarius is one of those signs where sometimes you're actually a Capricorn, but you're like, I'm a Sagittarius. So it's one of those, I see a lot of cusps. So you might want to watch your other one too, just to kind of get more information. But Sagittarius, you guys are immutable fire. You guys are exciting as hell. Like, you guys are kind of like a unicorn, like a mystery. Like, I don't know a lot of Sagittarius, and most people, I'm like, where they at? Okay, because y'all be gone. And that's evolved Sagittarius, okay? So we're talking about the higher vibration, but you guys represent mutable fire, which is like, I always think about you guys as like a wildfire that just spreads and goes, not in a negative way, but just like you guys have a lot of passion, and you guys will discover the things you're curious about, because you're the opposite of Gemini, which rules curiosity. You guys are meant to have lots of stories, lots of experiences from different cultures. You guys are meant to taste the foods. So Sagittarius, if you ain't traveled, get that passport, okay? If y'all ain't, at least having friends from different backgrounds, or being open to friends with different gender identities, and like, just like philosophy, religion, you guys really rule that like expansion. So brain, food, okay? So we are gonna pull a card, but this video is about how to evolve into the next sign. So the next sign is Capricorn. Now, some of you guys could be like, Capricorn, so boring, they're so serious, right? Like, I don't want to. That could just be for some of you. But what I'm seeing is the thing that Capricorn energy has to offer Sagittarius, if you just adapt a little bit of it, okay, is that you guys are going to notice that you're going to be able to build something that lasts, okay? Because Capricorn rules the 10th house. And what does that mean, right? It talks about your career. So Sagittarius, it's also the father energy. So it's like, you're going to notice that like Sagittarius, you might have a lot of stories that you can avoid, a lot of conflict that you can avoid. I forgot who else got this. So if you're looking at your other placement, I think it was Virgo. So if you have Virgo in your chart, it might resonate for you. But this is the 5 of air, but traditionally the 5 of swords. So this is like, the 5 of swords typically talks about mental conflict with others. Sagittarius, you could rub people the wrong way, come off as careless, or be put in situations where they're highly stressful because you just wanted to do it. So maybe you just quit your job, or maybe you just wanted to be spontaneous and you're like, I'll figure it out. But Capricorn is about like calculated steps. And you see how she's floating above with this dream catcher? You're going to implement changes that will last a long time, and you will actually be able to create a legacy. And I purposely only used one deck for this reading for all of the signs. So you might see, if you're watching the whole thing, that some of the same cards came out, but you got the Wheel of Fortune. And just like Cancer, you're one of the only signs that got your actual card. And this is the card of Sagittarius. Y'all gonna unlock. I always see this card as unique love, like soulmate. Unlock the mysteries of the universe. Unlock, like, you guys are the type of people that can manifest, because you guys are ruled by Jupiter. So you guys, if you can apply a little bit of planning, a little bit of structure, or hiring someone who can do that for you, or just slowing down, you're actually going to avoid a lot of stress and chaos in your life and go straight to the luck. Because you guys are ruled by the lucky planet. So you guys should have lucky experiences, lucky stories. Like, you should meet that person. You know, you should have your soulmate. You should have the money. You should have it all. Like, and so if Sagittarius doesn't feel this way, it's because there needs to be a little bit more groundedness with Capricorn. Capricorns like to plan out every detail. So maybe if it's just like, for example, planning your day before you start it, or establishing some sort of routine, looking at your career, like, okay, so if you're like a person who wants to have your own business, it's like, okay, well, who can help me with this? Like, you, Sagittarius, your strength is other people as well, so you don't have to do it all on your own, but you're really gonna notice that, like, you have the potential to create a legacy with something that you just naturally are good at. So these are the type of people that, like, you could like become a YouTube star, or you could like become a chef that does meal plans for celebrities, or you can have a business idea that takes off. But it's you, whatever you're naturally talented at, Sagittarius, it can give you money. It can give you a lot of money. But the gag is how are you, what routines are you doing? Like, this is also about like non-disclosures, being careful about contracts, slowing down, not blind. Like, for example, I'm going to jump on a plane and I'm going to do this. It's like, okay, but did you buy insurance for that flight in case something happened? Like, for example, if it's COVID and you know you have to get tested to come back into the country, giving yourself that 2 weeks in case you test positive, Sagittarius. That way your finance is like thinking the fine print. If you can really focus on the fine print, or hire someone who can protect your business, get an LLC, have a non-disclosure, have disclaimers. Like for my business, I have disclaimers for my readings. You have to hit yes that you read it before you purchase. It's things like that, Sagittarius, that your natural talent will bring in the coin. Okay, Sagittarius, so this was your reading. If this resonated with you, please be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And if this also, you could buy me a coffee to support my business. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Hey Capricorn, I love my Capricorns. Okay, so this is a reading for all of my Capricorn sons. If you were born in Capricorn season, this will resonate with you. What else? You guys represent cardinal Earth. So this is going to be a reading for, for Capricorns, how to evolve and what comes in. I'm going to pull a card. What comes in when you evolve? So the sign that comes after you is Aquarius. So this is going to be for Capricorns. If you can take on just a little bit of the characteristics of ascended Aquariuses who are in alignment and have done their work, you're going to level the freak up. So let's talk about Capricorn for a second. Y'all really, really love to know. Like, y'all like to know what's going on. Y'all like to feel safe. You guys feel safe by knowing the structure of something. So I always look at Capricorn as the planner, because you're cardinal. You're the architect. You're like, okay, this is the structure of the building. This is how it needs to get done. And then Taurus will take it, and then we're the fixed sign. So then we'll build the house, right? We do the work. We'll put in the work in the sun, in the rain, and then Virgo will make the edits. So if we're building a house, Capricorn is going to oversee every aspect to make sure that their design is coming into play. So in your life, you feel safe when you know what the freak is going on. Like, okay, what time? What's the plan? And for some people, they can say that you're anal, or they can say that you're a control freak. And maybe some of those things are true. I have a Capricorn moon, no worries, no tea, no shade. But it's kind of like Aquarius is the sign that comes after you. So Capricorn, you can literally level up, and we're going to see what comes in, but you can level up so much if you take on the some of the qualities from Aquarius. So Aquarius is really about innovation. Capricorn is about structure, but structure with no innovation doesn't really give a lot of excitement. So this is about creating the structure that makes you feel safe and allowing some space, allowing a gray area, allowing some space in for spontaneity and surprise, allowing a little bit more fun in your life. So you might be a Capricorn, you're like, I have a lot of fun. I notice that a lot with the women. They have a lot of fun, they make space for it. But what I'm seeing is you guys got the messenger of air. So this is literally, it's definitely Aquarius energy, but it's a breath of fresh air. Look how relaxed she is. Look how unique she looks too. It's like allowing yourself to be adorned, allowing yourself to have these experiences. Aquarius really also talks about social groups and connections and allowing your friends to have some sort of input. This also talks about communication. And you got the page of air, which looks like fresh air. Like Capricorn, you're gonna really manifest an opportunity to breathe. And because for some people might think it's funny, but Capricorn, y'all be stressed out sometimes because it's like, it needs to be like this. And the page of air is at the beginning of a new era. She's literally leveling up, and she's on a new playing field. This is actually throat chakra energy, the ability to express what the hell is going on with you in a unique way. So this could be expression in your home, expression in your craft, expression with your spouse. just allowing more community, Capricorn. So Capricorn will thrive and have more fun when they have a wonderful group of friends. Capricorn will have fun and thrive when they speak their truth and they're very honest, because Capricorn, you're very blunt, but then people will actually love you for who you are, and you won't experience a lot of that, like, these aren't my friends, these people, they don't really love me. And then also you will notice that you don't have to work as hard, that you'll have a little bit, like, there's something that you can still learn. So the Page of Air can also represent the ability to still keep learning. You'll stay young forever. Your skin will look good. Like Capricorn, Aquarius has the energy of innovation. Like, well, why don't we try this? Kind of like that new person in an office job, and like Capricorn's like the boss that's been there for 30 years. It's like, no, this is how we always do it. You know, it's kind of like allow other people to vocalize their interests. Allow room for, it doesn't always have to be the same people in the same way and tradition. I know. So it's like, if something's threatening that, maybe still keep that, but give space for new people to come in. Give space for new traditions to come in. So if it's like, we always do this at Christmas, who are you? It's like, it's okay, because you guys are going to allow in much easier life, a much more enjoyable life, a much more fun life, a lot more great experiences. I'm going to pull one more for Capricorn. Can you give me one more for Capricorn? What do they allow into their lives? You guys got the Queen of Earth. So the Queen of Earth is definitely like, I am the queen of the castle. I am the king of the castle. This is the queen of the money. This is like being comfortable with money, not having to work so hard for money, being able to be in a position to help your family. Because the one thing that's kind of like Capricorn doesn't get a lot of credit for is for having a heart full of gold. A heart of gold, y'all. Capricorn, you will literally invite in the ability to really relax with your money, to get money in a way that it's just like you have more than enough. You don't have to stress over it. You don't have to like work so hard. You'll be able to play more. You'll be able to play more with your friends and allow more people in to love you. And just try to, if you can, to not be so rigid on tradition and how things should be. So if even if that making space is just like, okay, well, I'll try it your way, but I'm still going to do my thing too. It's okay. It's okay, Capricorn. And you'll see that your circle expands, like your fun expands, your stress decreases, and you learn new things about yourself. And you will feel, as you age, you will feel younger and you will feel lighter. And so Capricorn, this is your reading. I'm sending you so much love and light. If this video resonated with you, please be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Or you can buy me a coffee. The link is in the bio. I'll see you guys in the next Aquarius. I love all my Aquariuses. This is for all my Aquarius suns. So if you're born in Aquarius season, this video will resonate for you. We're talking about progressions and like the sign that comes after you, right? So this is going to resonate for anybody. This is going to tell you like how to level up as an Aquarius and what blessings come in. So the sign that comes after Aquarius is Pisces, okay? And Pisces and Aquarius together is an interesting match, as friends, as anything, right? Because Aquarius, you guys are the social sign. You guys are all about your friendships. You're all about community. You're all about humanitarianism. You're all about the bigger picture. So some of you guys like to be face forward in that, and some of you guys like to be behind the scenes in that. Regardless of it, you guys, it's always your goals and dreams and purpose always involve other people. So even if it's like being a nurse or being behind the scenes or whatever it is, it's like always going to involve like the greater collective. It's going to involve maybe the internet. It's going to involve doing something that helps someone else, being friends, innovation, and also being different. Like you guys are like very keen on being like unique and having your own unique style, and like, oh, that's normal, I'm gonna switch it up. I don't want to be normal. Like, I'm different. Like, you guys, that's your strength. And one of the things that Pisces is very, and it's a water sign, so it's very emotionally heavy. So if you think about it, you guys are the water bearer. Sometimes Aquariuses that don't know astrology, they will say they're a water sign, because when they look at it looks like water, and they're holding the water and they're pouring water, but you guys are holding the water jug. You are the water bearer, not the water sign. You're not a water sign, Aquarius. You are not a water sign, okay? You might have water in your chart, but that's a reading for a different day. But the thing that's unique about Aquarius is that you guys are holding space for others. You're holding that not that you guys have a healthy detachment. So maybe a lot of people come to you with their problems. Maybe a lot of people, you have a lot of friends, and maybe you're not like best friends with everyone, or you are, but it's like lightweight. Like it's kind of like people come to you, and it's not that you can't go to other people, but it's like that probably doesn't even bother you. It's just because you guys have the capacity to hold a lot of emotions. But with Pisces is asking you to tap into Pisces energy for evolution, is to embrace more of those emotions for the collective, embracing more of your connection to the divine. So it may not be like sharing your deepest, darkest. It may not be crying on the shoulder and kind of doing what you get. Like, so you might get a lot of people being emotional with you and you can handle it. But it's kind of like Pisces is the connection to the divine. Pisces is psychic energy. Pisces rules isolation. Pisces and mental institutions in hospitals. And Pisces is the last sign before we reincarnate. So Pisces is all about, I can do all that by myself. I can emotionally fulfill myself. And for some people, that's with their faith. That's with their meditation, their spirituality, their religion. It's really tapping into your connection with the divine, Aquarius. The more that you can, and even if whatever that is for you, it could just be your higher self. You'll notice that your life, you build, and I think Scorpio I forgot who got this. I think Sagittarius. I can't remember, but you guys got the Tower. So the Tower in this card talks about a solid foundation. Now, Aquarius, some of you guys could have experienced in your life that you build something up and then it's taken from you, or you've been through a relationship and then it's gone, or you suffered a lot in this life. And what you'll notice is that you are going to build something that lasts, a legacy, something that's firm foundation, something that will outlive you. Because Pisces also talks about like outliving, like the next cycle. Like you guys will build something. Like I always think about Steve Jobs when I think about Aquarius. Like you guys have the potential to build something. And look, for everyone else with the 7 of air, you see how she's there? And like, you see how she's not a bird, but she's got the bird mask on, but all these birds are coming up to her. It's just like the water bearer. Like you guys are not the water sign, but you guys attract a lot of people who are emotional, who benefit from you in their lives. And it's kind of like you will attract your authentic tribe. You will draw people in. You will build something that will outlive you. You will build a legacy. You will have something to leave behind in this world, which means the world to you. You will have the finances and the accolades and all those things if you can really, really tap into your higher self, your higher calling, your spirituality, your faith, like really going into the galaxy type shit, that Pisces stuff, that like, I'm okay by myself. I'm okay if no one agrees with me. These are if you can tap into that spiritual side of Pisces, that I can do a battle by myself. I can do things by myself. I can emotionally be enough. OMG, Aquarius. Like, and I love that because you guys aren't always going to show people how you feel. You're not going to probably be the type of people to cry in front of people. And if you do, it's just kind of like you guys are the type of people, not that you don't have feelings, but tap into those feelings alone, Aquarius, and it will be a game changer. And you will be able to be one of those people who has the potential that your life's work outlives you, and it goes on and on. Like you guys have that potential, but you have to dig deeper into your emotions. You have to dig deeper into your purpose. Why are you here? Explore the stars, explore your numerology, explore yourself, study, turn around and study yourself. And that's how you get emotionally connected to the divine. So Aquarius, this was your reading. I'm sending you guys love and light. And if this video resonated with you, you can buy me a coffee, support me. Link is in the bio. You can be sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, share with a friend. I'll see you guys in the next video. Last but not least, I've been doing this for a while, y'all. This is for my Pisces. Now, this is how to ascend, level up. We're talking about progressions. So each sign turns into the next, okay? So we're not just going to stay in our bubble of being our sign. Like, so this is going to resonate for people who were born in Pisces season, Pisces sun signs. So the thing about Pisces, you guys are a duality sign. You're the two fish, and the two fish represent different things. For some people, it's yin and yang. It's dark and light. Like it's shadow and light body. It's practicality and spirituality. It's being swept up and being firm. It's a lot of, it's not the same as Gemini, but it's the duality, the masculine, the feminine, all of that. And so Pisces, like, You guys are so whimsical. Like, Pisces is also one of those signs that can't easily be defined. I'm a rising Pisces, but Pisces sun, you guys have a universe going on in here. You have an entire universe that no one knows about if you're a Pisces. You guys, ascended Pisces can do really well on their own. They can do really good with just like having their own ideas, having their own thought systems. You know, Pisces, sometimes you guys can, in your lower state, you can get trapped into literal nightmares. So relationships that feel like a nightmare, friendships that feel like a nightmare, jobs, like just feeling like you're trapped in some other reality. We're like, this is not even me. This is not my life. You know, so Pisces, your greatest strength is to really follow your intuition and to tap into your higher self, tap into your spirituality, tap into the divine, tap into the source, tap into God, whatever. Like, a lot of Pisces sometimes, you guys can try to escape reality. And so sometimes you'll see a lot of Pisces that are like, I don't believe in anything else. I'm agnostic, I'm atheist, or whatever. Or they could be like, I used to have an addiction in the past or an abusive relationship in the past. Because Pisces, you guys have so much going on here. And not like in a brainy way. Like, you have a literal universe in your head. And you guys, you can't be easily defined. And so the thing is that sometimes you could be opposing yourself. But Pisces, your greatest strength is your intuition. Your greatest strength is your emotions. And if you think about it, you guys are the only water sign that does not have protection. So a Cancer has the crab, has the shell, and it has, like, you know, the claws. And then the scorpion has the stinger. Pisces, you're just the two fish out there floating. So the easiest way, Pisces, I'm going to take a little bit longer to explain. Pisces, think about two fish. Someone can snatch you up real quick and just fish you or eat you. Like, you know, think about a fish. They don't have a lot of defenses. However, Pisces, your greatest protection and boundary is your intuition, because Pisces is the most psychic sign. You guys rule the 12th house. The 12th house talks about death and connecting back with the source. So you guys have the potential if you invest in it. Some Pisces can be super psychic, like supersonic, like, you know, but then others can be like really, because it's a duality sign. So, you know, it's not one of those signs you can put in a box, you know, but you guys, the more that you tap into something higher than yourself, whatever that is, because this is a general reading, that is your protection. Y'all will know about stuff before it happens. Y'all will have a feeling, whatever you call it. Y'all's protection, first and foremost, is established protection, Pisces. Establish boundaries, Pisces, because you can get swept up. And sometimes, Pisces, y'all be popping off. But the truth is, you just need to establish a boundary for those people who are harsh, because Pisces can get easily taken advantage of just by the nature that you're a fish. But I love my Pisces, and the sign that you guys evolve into is Aries. So Aries is going back into reincarnation, and we're starting at 1 again. So we go from 12 being Pisces to 1. And the thing that Aries can really teach you, if you adapt to any of the qualities of Aries, Aries is the warrior. So that's why I spent all that time talking about the protection system. What do warriors have to have? Protection. So Pisces, what you can really, really learn from Aries, if you can adapt this in your life, we're going to pull a card for what will come in, what blessings will come in. Pisces, you will be able to protect yourself by taking on Aries qualities. So Aries is the god of war. Aries is ruled by Mars. Aries is confidence. Like, whenever I think about an ascended Pisces, I think of Rihanna. You know, she's on the cusp, but she's kind of like, you know, she went, look at her evolution from where she started to now she's this badass, and like, you're like, whoa, kind of scared of her. You're like, okay, like, I don't want to mess with her, because she done been through, she's ascended. So Pisces, like, the more that you guys can take on that boundary work, take on that rewriting your story. Pisces, it's so important that you choose your story, because Pisces is ruled by Neptune, and Neptune rules illusions. So illusions can be like getting trapped in a nightmare, or being in, like, spending 5 years in the wrong relationship or something. Write your story, Pisces. Write your intentions, write your boundaries, journal. Even if you have to video journal, go to therapy, have an accountability partner, like, have something that can check you in, because Aries is the god of war. It's action, but it's also confidence, and it's also what you fight for. It's your energy levels. Like, what do you fight for, Pisces? What's important to you? What do you seek out in this life? Pisces, if you can really tap into what are you fighting for? What are you here for? What do you stand for? Write your story, fight for that story. You will notice that you got the 8 of water. There's a treasure chest right here. You will get the gold in life, Pisces. You will get all your treasures, your wishes, and your desires. But this is kind of giving me Three of Wands energy. Her ship's coming in and she's got her gold right here. And it's got pearls in it. I'm going to have chills. And the eight of water is because Pisces, you guys rule death. Like I said, going back to the source. So you will be able to cut off people. You will be able to have those boundaries. The sharper Pisces boundaries are, in comes the pearls, in comes the gold. And then you got the Three of Earth, which talks about collaboration with the right people. This talks about building. But the thing I love about this, she's by herself. So Pisces, if you can learn to build yourself up by having boundaries, you will invite people in that not only financially lift you up, because we do have finances here, but it's almost like you will look at your life, you will look at your story, and she almost looks like she's sculpted. She looks like a masterpiece. You will notice that with your appearance, that you have the power to sculpt yourself. So Pisces, you guys, sometimes whenever you see someone with heavy Pisces placements, like they don't look the same they did last year. They might change their hair, they might change their weight. Like you're very able to you're mutable water, so you're able to like transform your appearance and your confidence. So it's kind of similar to Cancer, but it's like you can really boost your confidence by your boundaries. And like think about a sculpture, like the hard things in life when you're sculpting a statue has made you this beautiful version of yourself, where yes, the sculpture is hard, it has boundaries, it has limitations and all that, but it's beautiful, Pisces. So I hope this is making sense. Some of these signs are a little bit interesting to say, but Pisces, you guys can be the warrior of your life, the victor. Save yourself, Pisces. Save yourself, okay? And you will literally have the energy to accomplish anything in this life, Pisces. So Pisces, it's a little bit long, but I just want to say the best for last. I love you guys, sending you so much love and light. If this video resonated, please be sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, tag a friend. You can buy me a coffee, and I'll see you guys in the next video.